Dragons
Not worthy.
players
Oh,
in
us
the planet.
privileges. Yeah?
They
Yeah.
leave all the great stars behind. Tom Cruise.
But, we know generally where they are. Anyone else you
Nichols
all
will
want
make
me
it
to scry on before we call it a day? I guess
They're beautiful. Look at this. They're so
Letters.
Letters.
Weird question.
They are so cute.
That woman who's in my head that you saw, Delilah. Another D.
It's gonna explode. That'd be awesome.
I can try. Or you can try.
Guidance.
Right. Because I already used my 5th level to check on the hotline.
Got it.
Tomorrow.
Oh, I like that angle.
I used 2 5th levels just now too. But you can just rest.
But you can't see Sam though.
Okay.
Beautiful thing.
I would love
Look
to.
at these beautiful people.
There was a tattoo artist downstairs. There was a ghost tattoo artist.
You want me to scry on them too? Jesus.
Where are they? What are they doing right now?
Just walk down the stairs.
Oh.
I'm gonna scry, which I'm gonna go downstairs.
Are you going to get some ink?
Look at this.
I don't know. It's ghosting.
Yeah.
Ghosting.
Let's go.
Further away. There we go. Oh, what's going on?
Do you just like chisel?
Technically.
I have my rock hammer still.
Wait, like a chisel?
Oh, there we go.
Do you have skin?
I mean,
There. It's hard.
that's the fine side.
Now we need
Now go ahead. That's fine.
I mean, it gives a little
It
bit,
does give.
but it is a little more taut than normal. Sorry.
No,
Let's go get you some ghosting.
I'm not tempted. I want to see.
Yeah.
what that would involve.
Let's try.
All right.
Beautiful.
So I assume it's Vendala.
Tape the whole episode, guys. Steal it right from you.
I'm gonna head downstairs and find Vendala.
Okay.
But I'm not really seeing. I'm just
Vendala.
talking over you guys.
As you continue back into
Because I love you
the
guys.
underneath,
Because you guys are beautiful.
the ship's deck below, still kind of
pressures
within
of
the ship, the temperature itself is quite chilly.
being
Kind of, as
critical
you
role.
step back down below, your breath becomes even more apparent in the low kind of lantern light that kind of hangs and sways from the interior. The ghostly skeletal crew remains kind of playing about their endless revelry in their afterlife curse. And as you kind of step back into the chambers, they all kind of stop for a second and glance over in your direction, just kind of making sure that you understand.
Oh, they're still in the
outsider
pirate
measures that
boat.
they bring to this before they go back
Still
about
on
their
the
business.
pirate
And you
boat.
can see
They-
Vendalo is currently over on the side. Looks like a piece of driftwood that they're currently in the process of
Price
carving
work,
in a
man.
very rudimentary way.
Oh.
We're still in landing over.
Wits.
Oh.
Wits. Hi.
Hi.
I'm not gonna
So-
work. I'm gonna watch this.
I've been looking.
Make some music
How
for
much of the work on everybody is yours?
Glancing around, and you can see that the work that's done on them is carved into bone. You know, it isn't an exterior skin tattoo. There's no skin on this
Sure.
ghostly crew. So it is a carved series of shapes and designs. And Svendal kind of looks at you through the skeletal orcish features, the little flickering blue lights in the inside of the sunken sockets, kind of. If you could see and hear teeth and bone creaking into a grin, leans forward. Back to the hell of it. It is what I do to pass the time.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's actually kind of why I wanted to put a proposal in front of you. Did you do anything like this before you were ghost pirate, I guess?
It's funny you mention that. I always meant to dabble, but never had the time. Now, plenty of time.
Well, that's a shame, because honestly, this work, it should be seen.
Oh, you are too kind.
No, it's a damn shame, honestly. It's a...
Do you also do ink?
I've not tried it really.
You have ink.
No.
I do.
There's an...
Critical Role is the antidote
What's the fucking
to
difference?
artificial intelligence storytelling. This is it. This is it. The ultimate in human interaction to tell stories. It's fantastic. It's amazing.
I was
art.
thinking,
The most amazing art form there is Dungeons and Dragons.
your stuff, honestly should be exist off this ship. It's just not fair, really. And I was wondering if you'd be doing a little work on, well, not a ghost.
How extensive are you thinking?
I don't know. I've got some room on the back. I have no idea how much it's going to hurt. Probably a fuck ton.
I don't know either.
But
I forgot what it's like to be squishy. Pokes your shoulder a bit.
well, I just think it's only reasonable. I mean, you're basically immortal at this point, I suppose.
What do you give me?
Well, I'm going to give you real immortality.
Huh?
You basically, at this point, don't exist out there. Everybody who's ever known you, anybody you ever knew, they're long gone.
They still fear us. They know about us. They tell stories in our songs. We are scary.
But you're an artist.
These are not mutually exclusive. You can be scary and be an artist.
But no one knows you're an artist. No one's ever seen your work. No one ever will. Other than the people on this boat.
That would make me a sellout.
That would make you immortal. Any of your art that manages to get off this boat is just that much more real life. Suddenly you have a name, suddenly you have something on the outside world that makes you you.
People come and go, art lasts forever.
He is so fucking brilliant. He just came up with that. That is
Kill the
amazing.
people we come across.
collective storytelling.
And those that we don't kill, it's because they ran away screaming.
And Matt's reaction is perfect.
I'll give you advantage because he's been helping him.
And while he's doing that, can I get eyes on the driftwood that he was rudimentarily carving?
Sure, yeah.
Is it a shape of anything? Does it look like he was trying to invent it or something?
Make a perception check.
17.
17. Right now it looks like an oblong bowl. But it can almost be a ship's shape.
I'm middling.
12.
12?
You think I'm not going to get drunk and tell everyone I ever meet who did this piece of work on me on a ghost pirate ship?
On one condition.
Hello? Yeah.
If it hurts, make noise.
Nice.
Honestly, if I don't make noise, that's really your fault, isn't it?
As you grasp the bone, it almost freezes your fingers to the touch, and you can feel like the heat immediately escape your fingers to the point where the hand almost immediately goes numb before you release it. And when you pull away, there's this like cracking sensation, almost like your fingers had frozen to the bone before you managed to pull away and sever that slight little layer of ice that had begun to form. We got a taste. Tell me what you want. I put it on you.
I am so excited.
Did Fern come down for this?
Fern, did you come down?
Fucking brilliant.
It's up to you guys. You
I
can
feel
decide
like I
who
was
came
down. I
down.
was down in the belly of the
Don't
ship. What?
take anything. Please don't steal from the ghost pirates.
Why? Why would you? What?
I'm just saying, I can see you, and I know you're clocking the space, but let's please make it one day before we start jacking stuff.
Oh, but just what are they gonna do?
Guys, I'm sorry.
Okay, this is so fucking
They
good.
do have a working tattoo artist. We're on a ship full of ghosts, and we have an end game of who knows what. I really think that we should get a tattoo.
Okay.
I don't know what. What should we get?
I don't. Do they have ink? Or like a
Sort of.
tattoo?
Yeah,
Like all matching.
I mean, Ash is doing something extra, but
They're basically playing
I just feel like-
monsters. Yeah,
when the hell is this ever gonna happen again?
except Liam,
It's true.
I have a bottle of ink.
like the
Oh,
anti-Frodo.
ink, ink,
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's probably as poisonous as the paint is.
We'll probably be dead before it turns into a blob on us anyway. So.
Doing something with it.
What could we get?
I'll have a vial of Scarath poison if we want to go harsh.
Oh, just a little bell.
A little bell on fire.
It's cute.
It's not bad.
Flaming bell.
I don't hate it. I actually don't hate it for myself.
I wonder how well it does with faces. We just get Bertrand's face.
Oh, God.
A massive back tattoo of Bertrand's face.
Like the Steve-O tattoo.
That's exactly what else we do. I spelled out Bertrand. We can each get one letter of Bertrand.
Maybe they can etch it
reference?
into the metal because usually they cut into the bone here. I
Are
haven't.
we getting bone tattoos?
No. I mean, if you want to, but
Wait, like honor bones or tattoos of bones?
no, I mean the crew here. They have tattoos, but there's no
They're bones.
flesh. So
Oh.
They want a bone?
I mean, I'm sure they haven't boned in a long time. They might.
If they can etch it on.
Although I don't know, maybe they boned.
I'm down.
or not.
It's, I mean,
Let's
but
go.
it feels like their very nature is bony.
Yeah.
I mean, none of us have said this out loud yet, but we're kind of family now, yeah.
You're either brazen or stupid.
And you all kind of look over the shoulder, and you see about 5 feet behind you is Cerilia, the navigator. The one-eyed fire genasi skeleton that's kind of like has a cloak over one shoulder that's kind of smoldering beneath, just a little faint bit of smoke that kind of drifts out from under, kind of looking at the rest of you with her one burning good eye.
She was in the sniper's nest, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Never bet Brazen that was smart.
Why are we brazen or stupid?
You're not scared.
Of what?
Of a tattoo?
What? Oh. Have you seen our...
I mean, to be honest, I'm a little on edge, but yeah, I mean,
Well, we made a
I'm
deal.
used to it.
Why?
It's just not normal. Hey, we've been around enough to know that things aren't always what they seem. I don't judge it based on appearances.
Do you want us to be scared of you?
Are you scared of us?
No.
Yeah, there you are.
These are fucking brilliant, man. These are brilliant dialogues.
Carefully.
She backs away.
Motherfuckers know how to make
The
dialogue.
cloak spins as she steps back up to the end of the deck.
He's so
Oh,
cool.
genius.
Well, I was actually thinking the same thing. Wait, are we
That's a little bit sad. They just expect us to just be scared of them, and I don't know. It just seems like it's a cry for help. Don't you get any cry for help from that?
Yeah,
Maybe they want it. It might be like an
This
expectation,
guy
like a desire.
is just...
Oh, like it's easier to have people be scared of you so you don't have to get close to them. And
That's what I'm saying. That's really good analysis.
Whoa. Perhaps we're awakening something in them that they did not know was there.
There you go.
Just saying.
And I don't know that they're content they're being held in this world instead of passing on.
They seem to like their captain now.
Wait, were we gonna try to cause mutiny between the balls? That's
What? What?
Wait, no, I thought this is not a thing, right? Were we gonna do
I think it's been running through Ashton's head. I feel like we've talked to Ashton.
Yeah.
Not start one necessarily, but I don't think they've really had a conversation about their lot in life in a very long time.
Well, the life part is lacking.
What I'm saying is, I mean, this seems a little dull, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I imagine they're cursed until he isn't. Right? So they're all on board with helping him find all of his items, and then they get released. They
And he's-
finally get to be free.
And he made a deal, right? Like this was part of a bargain he made. So it's not like I guess it's a curse, but kind of down to clown.
Is it a curse? Because if it is,
It's kind of a cool
I
curse.
have this magical spell that could maybe remove a curse, but it probably isn't powerful enough to remove this.
Seems like some serious shit.
Also, the boat is kind of bound by him, right?
Maybe.
So if we remove the curse, the
We just drop in
boat
the
goes
ocean.
right.
Let's wait.
We gotta game out a mutiny real carefully.
I removed your curse.
I'm not even suggesting necessarily that anything happened while we're on board. I just, you know, just putting something out there, something into the ship. There's a lot of means of production out there. I just, you know, it'd be a shame if someone seized it. Just saying.
I mean, his like deal seems pretty intense, right? Beyond just a regular curse.
Like you saw it, right?
You can make an Arcana check if you want to.
Sure, I'll
So-
roll my new die.
Can I assist him?
Sure. You can either roll yourself or you can help him roll twice.
How's your Arcana?
Terrible.
Then I'll roll myself.
Oh, I will. 22.
You roll?
Oh.
Oh, Hunter's Bane
Ooh.
stuff.
Also 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. Printed on me.
Yeah. You both kind of know this information, but you also have an extensive knowledge of curses. You fought them, you use them, and you exist in that space peripherally, fairly strongly, in ways that you understand and some that you're still grasping. But what you do know, especially you in your proximity to dark magics as well, that there are many curses in this world. Some that are simple, some are complex. There are ways to break curses that go by the rules and laws in which they were bound. And there are magical ways to undo them outside of their contract. Even the most powerful curses are vulnerable in the right ways, but it's extremely difficult. Not impossible, but very difficult.
Yeah, this seems like some next level shit.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
Still?
Besides, I kind of want to talk to them. They seem, I would just love to take a little bit of time to get their perspectives because they all seem very comfortable in their situation.
Just across the way behind you, there's one of them holding the cards, looks over and goes,
They look so happy.
They know who they are.
Yes.
They're self-actualized. It's actually really refreshing to see.
Listen, if I might be somewhat cursed, Chetney might be. I mean, honestly, Chetney, you're also quite the inspiration because you're very comfortable and have kind of accepted your situation.
Oh,
Right.
thriving. I mean, I'm next level.
Yes.
It is a problem that it's a curse, though.
And you see, like, I don't know. I told Imogen this. I think Delilah's still in my head. So
you're
maybe, I don't know if I can classify it. I mean, I guess in a way. But, maybe I just need to embrace it.
I'll fix it. I take one werewolf
I
claw.
thought we killed her children. I thought she was gone.
I thought so too. But here recently she's been like, you can't get rid of me.
Does she seem as present or strong as she
Yeah,
used to?
very dormant. Very dormant. But you see, I kind of, when I lost control with Bordor, and I resorted to a thing that I was trying to keep at bay, when I sucked his life force out, and I think she was there. I don't think she was gone. I think she was just kind of like, a seed frozen in the tundra, and
Almost
it
like
gave her a little bit of warmth.
it's almost like she sort of lurks in the darkest parts of your subconscious or something, and when those parts show themselves, she gets a little bit further freed.
That and when I eat the souls of people.
When you what?
Feeds her.
The children, the
Well-
souls.
Eating children.
Yes.
Back up. This was when we separated, right? And then the eating the souls of children part. What did you mean by that? Hyperbole, I'm sure.
Oh, I didn't say children.
Well, I
said
was chatting because she was like eating the souls, and I was like in the children. I was just trying to make the
People?
children.
But she didn't actually eat a child.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't know if I'm actually eating their souls, but it's like this ravaging hunger comes over me, and it's like it's this necromantic draw, and I can feel like their heartbeat, like their life force, like pulsing through me, and it's honestly exhilarating. But I think it's problematic.
Wait, this has been something that's been going on the entire time?
Well, so yeah. So it's okay. When Imogen and I were fighting because I touched her rock, and the rock I think had a little bit of like a life force, and then it shattered. And then I felt Delilah, and she was like, "Oh!" And then I realized I had this like new ability to like reach in and grasp and like excise people's beings from them, and every time I do it, when I like lose control, she shows her pretty little face in my head. But I've tried not to do it. I haven't done it for a really long time.
You should. Maybe you should just sort of embrace the shadow, embrace the dark side, and confront it and own it like these pirates do. Oh, good.
Oh, that's good advice.
Embracing the shadow
Jen?
is literally what came up.
I didn't realize you were.
Oh,
Oh,
You all kind of turn and away from all the rest of them, away from the card games and the social corners of the deck. There's one kind of yeah, they're mad rollies right now. They've forgotten the rest of the card games. One of the smaller skeletons kind of goes, "Sorry, I couldn't help but overhearing what you're talking about, and I just."
Who's talking to us? Which one?
You recognize the one who was referred to as
Kyle.
the little
Keith?
miniature.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard on Kyle.
I did too.
I think it was
Sorry,
Kyle.
today was
No,
not
no,
a
it's
day
Keith
to
News.
work.
Oh, his name's Kyle, but the captain referred to him
Oh,
as Keith.
Oh, Kyle, not Keith.
Day off.
And
Thursdays.
for a skeleton, he looks
Thursdays.
demure for as much as a fleshless, bone husk kind of ghost ship can be. Kind of puts a hand up and kind of like places it on your shoulder.
Hi, Kevin.
That's okay. You're new here. Look, before I was a ghost skeleton thing,
Hi.
I struggled with some challenges of my own in my own life. I gave in very intensely to the drink, and it had a hold on a lot of my life. And at times I tried to hold it back, and times I gave into it, and I came to realise you can't get rid of it. It's always there, and it's more about learning to live with it and just let it not rule you.
There you go.
Once you're an addict, you're always an addict, and it's just learning how to better deal with those impulses and relying on those around you who have your best interests at heart and listening to them when they're very loud and aggressively telling you to put it down.
It's very insightful. Yes.
thank you.
Seeing the one for one allegory. I mean, that feels a bit kind of like what the werewolves told you.
I am a werewolf.
Oh, sorry, I might have exposed some
I
personal...
too feel the desire for blood and meat and sometimes sinewy fatty bits. But I feel you. Once an addict.
Always an addict.
I mean, I didn't really make the choice to have her in my brain. But I see what you mean.
Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go keep cleaning up.
Keith, have you ever
It's Kyle.
Oh, see, well,
Oh, I
damn
thought
it.
we passed that
Okay,
on.
now, Kyle.
He really did.
I was just curious, you fought so well earlier. Have you ever known the captain to not keep his word?
No, the captain's a good man. He keeps his word. He's a big, strong, sort of forthright man.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Aggressive.
What numbers?
Ooh.
Alright. Sorry. 19 plus 13. It's a lot.
That's a million.
32.
32.
Oh, whispers! I got nothing to say. This is not for whispers.
13 insight.
Guys, we've got a live show coming up. Might be in theaters.
Yes.
Might not.
Also, other stuff. Graphic novels, Dark Horse, Sweatpants,
Sweatpants, hoodie.
Sagamere.
Marisha, do you need a coffee of some kind?
No.
That seemed like an aggressive question. Marisha,
Are you talking to me? I should drop
I said
Lana.
Marisha, I didn't say.
Yeah.
Did she seem tired? I didn't think you seemed tired.
No, I just thought she meant like a flat white with vanilla.
Oh. I can't believe I didn't see that coming.
Yes, I am
Yes,
tired.
you-
I am so tired,
You were
Liam.
spreading around in
I
that
am-
space for a while.
I was asking her that.
So, Captain Ovos is a very, very strong leader, he's helped us carve our way into history, and everyone in the islands fears us, both host and the Wanderman and everyone in between. We are endlessly instilling fear across the seas of the Shattered Teeth, until the day that we finally acquire all of his missing gains, and we can rest.
Doesn't it kind of frustrate you a little bit that people around here can't even remember your name? What's your name?
Kyle.
Kevin?
Cameron.
Cameron?
Kyle.
It's Kyle.
It is Kyle. It's
Kyle.
just Kyle. None of the other names. I'm so
I
sorry.
forgot what the other names were. It's
It's
just
just
Kyle. I've been trying to get him just to learn one for so long. I forgot the rest. But anyway, no, it's fine. He kind of looks over his shoulder towards the other crew members, and you see his eye line go straight to the very, very back room where the stairs lead up to the deck. And like sitting on the stool right next to the captain's quarters, you can see Cerelia sitting right there, just kind of watching all of you having this conversation on the side of the deck. Anyway, I got to get back to cleaning. It's just something to do. It doesn't really get dirty here, and it doesn't really get clean. We're just going through the motions.
Thanks, Ken.
Why? That was very insightful, by the way.
It was.
Why is
Yes.
fucking Connor a better therapist than me?
I mean,
I didn't know you were actually taking souls. I thought you were doing a bit, and so I was adding on to it about the children part. This is...
Well, I can't confirm nor deny that they're like souls, like I'm collecting them, like a phylactery, or at least I think, I don't know. I don't really know what
I
happens.
think Kyle made a good point that it's never a good thing to give into it, although that does contradict your advice, FCG.
Well, I wasn't saying maybe give into it. I was just saying acknowledge it.
No, you said give into it,
Well, I
give yourself
did, I
over
did.
to it, is
I
what you
did.
said. But I think every time you do, I mean, based on the fact that you've heard her again, she gets stronger. You provide her with that power when you pull it into yourself, right?
Yes.
It feeds her.
Yes, but then she feeds me, right?
I mean, yeah, you do get stronger.
Like,
It's
maybe
just
it's-
do we want her to get stronger?
We want you to.
What if,
I feel
if
like-
she gets strong enough, she'll fully take over? What if it's like,
I had that thought. But also, we're going into such extreme and uncertain circumstances. It feels like we're going to need all the firepower we can get.
There you go, sweetheart. You understand reality better than most.
I think it's important to realize what we're fighting for, and that's us. So it's not worth it if we're going to lose somebody.
I feel like we all have to accept, or at least be aware that that is a possibility, though, right? You all have had this thought, right?
I believe in sacrifices and not casualties.
No. We're all gonna get out of this. We're all gonna be alive. We're gonna be so happy, and everything is gonna be aces.
I think about it a lot.
You do?
What Ashton said. I don't want to die. But I'm willing to sacrifice. And we're kidding ourselves if we don't think that we're not marching into the lion's den. I wouldn't stand by and let you be taken. If that happens, I hope it doesn't.
I want you at our side, not her.
All right. No, this is good. It's good to hear everyone's thoughts. Maybe tomorrow you can still scry.
Sure.
It might be telling.
Maybe she's gone.
She's gone.
I wonder if you could make a deal with her or something. But I guess that's kind of
What's happening?
what's happening actually. Now that I think about it.
Can we rewind 1 second? Did you sense anything from young Connor?
I did. He was very sweet. It's Kyle. And he just You know, he thinks the captain is fine, but he's just kind of just a lonely little guy, you know? And no one's really taking him seriously or even remembering his name.
Sad tonight.
I know.
What malaise on this ship?
Should we make him like a little name tag?
That's a great idea.
Well,
That is a good idea.
Maybe get like a necklace situation.
I'm not here to crush you.
Etch it into the
You
ribs.
can like chisel one or paint one.
A wooden name tag to pin to his bone chest?
A little necklace
Yeah.
situation.
Like a little
My
wooden
name is
dot.
Kyle, you fucks.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like
Let's
that.
do it.
Yeah. He's a sweet boy.
And then to rewind just a bit further, are we now getting tattoos?
Who? Right.
Yes.
Good. God.
Bells.
I like
Bells,
it.
right?
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
Specific spot?
I got mine picked out.
Cheek. Orem.
It's already filled up.
The butt cheek?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, I'm just a blank canvas. You'll see.
I'll hold it taut for the artist.
Oh, it's firmer than you think.
I'll paint some pictures. Well, I would put a flaming bell on my butt for all of you.
All right, well, let's go do it.
All right. So,
It's gonna take so long. This many people.
Small one. Small one.
it depends on the how elaborate your piece needs to be over the next
Whoever's
2 to
doing
3
it
days.
is gonna suffer though.
All right. So, I guess to that point,
Mine will be very small.
all right. What are you plotting then? Those who know what your tattoos will be.
It's all the same other than me.
Yeah,
all-
it's a bell.
I'm
It's
the
a
only
bell
one
with
who's
fire around it.
A bell with fire around it.
It's real cool.
Okay.
One cheek.
I'm not getting it on my butt.
Just
Where are you getting
all
it,
over-
Ashley?
wherever we want it. Wherever we want it. I don't
I'm
have
getting-
buttons.
That looks like a Taco Bell.
We've come back to it. Taco Bell doesn't
Figure it out.
exist in this world. We invented it. It's canon.
You guys, live moss.
Live Moss and try for Gmail.
You really know.
Wait, that is the
Branding.
Taco- Is it a flaming bell?
No, it's just a bell and
Just a bell.
like
It's just a bell.
thing, you know, it's
We
just
gotta
an-
rethink the bell. It just can't be the Taco Bell bell.
It was a
We'll make
fiery
it
bell.
work.
Okay.
And we'll go with Del Taco instead.
Anyway, what are you plotting, Ashton?
I kind of want the shoulder back wing piece, not too big, and very much in his style, and in primordial. I just want a piece that says from the earth, of the earth to the earth.
Okay. All right. You sketch it out for him since he does not speak primordial.
Sure,
But it's
sketch the letters and give me the vibe.
and it is. Everyone else will be ink, but for you, it's a scarring.
Yeah.
It's a heavy series of hits across your back, which creates a heavy kind of pockmarked scarring in the shape and the design of the primordial you requested. It's really, really cool how it just looks like a neat multi-tier design that kind of flares out across the back of the shoulders. But those who can read primordial or look close enough, you can see the continuation of each piece to the next that creates the phrase upon the phrase upon the phrase. As it kind of thins down with the lats, the middle of the small back. Takes a good full day, and as per the request of your artist and based on your own experience, it is a very painful, very loud experience. For the rest of you, in the midst of this, over the next day or so in which this takes place, is there anything you're doing to either stay present and watch, or escape to get away from the yelling?
Just hanging out. In the next couple of days, I might scry on Delilah, but other than that, just kind of hanging out and.
Sure, you want to try and scry Delilah?
Sure.
Already. All right, your first attempt. You feel as the scrying ritual begins to reach out for something, it almost seems to unravel the moment that it reaches beyond the circle you create, and the runes filter out.
Okay, that didn't work. How about I could ask change bringer about her, or I could go into your dreams. Do you dream about her?
We could certainly try. I mean, she's like a daydream all the time.
And maybe I could just do it anytime.
All right. I can maybe. Hey, Fern.
Yes.
Do you still have like those like little incense and kind of
Yes. Yes. Do you want me to set up just a
little nap space?
Yes.
A little meditation space?
Yes.
Imogen, would you stay with me? Of course.
It might help if you, like, can sort of think horrible thoughts to sort of like bring her out. Because you were saying like it's sort of like the darkest parts of you that activate her.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm gonna set everything up nice with some fabrics and some incense, crush up a little lavender and a little blue lotus, sprinkle it around you.
Do you want to try to suck out some of my soul? Like that?
Oh,
No.
you would just give up your soul like that?
Well, I don't imagine she'd take all of it.
Might spark Delilah.
Let's try the more mild approach first.
Conservative.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But I'll kind of like lay my head in Imogen's lap and just kind of get myself to that half asleep, half awake, kind of deep meditative space and kind of just focus and meditate on Delilah.
Okay. Okay. And you're casting
Shared dream.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier, please.
Can I, at the same time, I want to cast Detect Thoughts, but I'm going to try to focus through Wagner's thoughts and see if I can find another.
Okay.
That's great.
17.
17. Okay.
Wait, can I help you out in any way since setting up a little space?
Huh?
Can
Oh,
I help you out in any way?
I don't
Setting up a
know.
little space?
Trying to make this calming, or are we trying to make this uncomfortable? I'm not sure.
huh? What?
Do we want a calm space? Is that what we want?
Calm
I
space.
mean,
Yeah.
that's what I was going
As
for.
calm as it can be with you screaming in the background.
I'm not. I'm taking a break right now. It's gotta have
Just finish
space.
the outline.
Does it hurt?
Yes. A lot.
All right. You concentrate and focus, and as you try and bring the image of Delilah into your mind, it's like you have a hard time remembering what she looks like. You know who she is. You've seen her before, but when you go into your subconscious, it's just a shadow. It's just an outline. Like she's perpetually backlit by a faint purple light, and you can't really see her face. It's hard to focus. Like every single time you try and directly look towards it, your attention drifts off to something in the background.
Can I try to help her focus?
You would have if you were successful in delving in for any consciousness beyond hers. But unfortunately, you can see what she's seeing, but you don't sense another consciousness that you can connect with around or within her at the moment. You share in the space, and you can see from her as Lavna is kind of stepping through this calm field of purple orchids and other funeral-like flowers. You can see trees and the distant shadow of a city. It's kind of familiar to the shadow realm that you fought Delilah not long before, though also unfocused and blurred in places and kind of amorphous and changing. And you see as she walks, there's that shadow of a woman that walks in front of her. And even you trying to focus on it, your attention keeps like looking off into other surrounding details. And the daydream just kind of fades as you hear the sound of creaking and the cheers of 6 or 7 skeletal crew off to the side as a 4-way game of rollies came to a climactic, like multi-tiered stage conclusion. That's about as much as you can glean.
I'm sorry, I failed you. What did you see?
Just blurry purple shapes and nothing.
Alright, maybe that's a good sign.
Do you feel any different?
Do I feel any different?
Sadly, no.
Not really. Oh, I'm rested.
Hey, that's great.
The lavender is nice.
Yes, it's always a little nice.
Oh well.
Next time, suck my soul. Kind of hot.
Red Hot Chili Peppers song. I just made a tattoo.
Suck my soul.
I think it would actually work.
Next time it happens,
Okay.
maybe I'll.
Yeah.
Is the double doors to the captain's quarters?
Yes.
Are there? Is it just kind of? Is Cerelia at the door, or is it?
At the
just-
moment, no. The captain has gone to the upper deck, and Cerelia followed behind about 15, 20 feet.
I'm just gonna like walk around, like I'm not really sure where anything is, and I'm just gonna walk into the captain's quarters.
The door is very locked as you go for the handle. And
I'm gonna try to open it.
go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Ooh. 10.
10. You kind of glance around, get down to where the keyhole is, and it is an elaborate keyhole. There, it looks almost like an intersectional plus-like gap amongst normal keyhole itself. And as you try and figure out how to use your lockpicks, you get 2 pieces in, and the tumblers are odd. You've not encountered a lock like this, and you quickly realize within about a minute or so that there's no way you're getting through this.
There's no way I'm getting through this door. I'll just knock. I know he's upstairs, but just in case.
You knock. There's no answer, but a number of the crew who are down into the lower chamber kind of like glance over at the sound of a gentle knock. And up on the deck, you kind of glance up and can hear heavy footfalls. Begin to approach.
I'll just start like walking down the hall.
Okay.
Where's the?
Descending, you hear a voice go, "Oh, I know. And
You know where the bathroom is?
You see the captain, Novus, descending the steps, sheathing his new blade as he steps down into the shadow below. Can I help you?
Yes. I need to pee. Is this? I don't know if someone's already peeing in there.
Gestures up to the deck.
Like the rest of us used to. Overboard.
How does that
Or
work?
pick a bucket.
Oh, okay. This is your area where you sleep.
Aye. And never see you too close again. We'll keelhaul you and make you one of the crew.
Oh. Do you have like extra bed space in there? Just like I'm so tired and I just want like a nice place to lay down, and I won't even be in your way. Just like a little nap would be so nice right now, you don't even know.
He looks up at you, because he is still a dwarven skeleton, and you stand a full, 2.5, 3 feet taller than him, though he still holds a presence that looms large in the middle of this tight hallway.
I am very cuddly and very cozy, just putting that out there.
I'm sorry. Are you suggesting that you, a flesh and blood horn beast as yourself, wants to come and lay down in the captain's quarters just to get a nice little bit of wink eye?
Yes.
Make a persuasion check.
Come on. This is the most important role of the campaign.
Get that wink eye.
Um,
21?
Yeah. If not, I understand. I totally know it's like such a forward thing to ask. I was just checking. No harm in asking, right?
No harm. Well, when the moon's up tonight, you can rest.
See, that's funny because I feel like the moon is not going to come up tonight because I don't think you guys see it out here. So I think you're telling me that I cannot come up here and sleep. Right?
I'll let you know.
Okay. I'm getting a tattoo.
As you step past the captain, kind of sits there for a second. You kind of see his head kind of just look at the ground for a minute. Like if you ever see a skeletal ghost captain process quietly to himself for a good minute.
That just happened.
Before he kind of shakes his head a bit and steps back up to the deck.
Okay. We're getting somewhere.
You're gonna fuck this guy.
A couple minutes pass.
Well, I have other plans. Maybe not just that. Whoa. Whoa, what do you think I am?
A few moments pass, and as you kind of begin to look around a bit, almost out of nowhere. What's your passive perception?
Over here. 19.
19. Almost out of nowhere, a voice creeps into your left ear.
What's he doing with the captain?
And you glance, like right there is Cerelia, the navigator, like uncomfortably close. You can feel the heat emanating from her smoldering bones at this proximity.
Smoldering bones. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to step on your toes if like this is your thing. I wasn't even trying to do a thing. I was trying to get a comfy bed. I'm sorry.
Don't sleep with the captain.
Because it's not great? What do you mean?
And she just steps back.
Walks away.
All right. Wow. See what we can do. How's it going?
What were you up to?
We're working on our tattoos.
How many of us have done the...
You finished your back piece, and we'll say we'll moving to the table, or you probably were the most eager to get yours done next. And one other person, and for the next half day's journey or so, the rest of you will be able to be finished up.
Are you getting yours?
I don't know, I can't decide.
I was thinking maybe like back of the shoulder kind of thing, maybe.
Oh, that would be good.
I don't know. I also am very curious how this is going to work on my flesh.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically parchment. It should just take.
Yeah, I could just draw on it. And it'll shine.
That's true. What about you, letters? How's this going to work?
I don't know.
How it's gonna work. We do the same thing we did with me. We'll just tap it in. Etch it in.
That's really
Which is exactly what it sounds like.
That's really annoying.
But on the final evening of the journey, as the rest of you are watching the sky turn into a dark, lightless expanse, the faint blue glow of the various lanterns that hang and swing with the ship as it rocks into the ocean waves, and the faint bit of glow that gives off to the heavy fog that vanishes into nothing. Eventually the captain, who spent a majority of the day kind of just walking and looking out over the waters and occasionally pulling out his new sword and looking at it for an extended period of time before putting it back,
He's obsessed.
comes back and finds you.
The moon's out. If you're tourist, now's the time.
Yes, of course.
Steps back to his quarters, and within the cloak pulls out this wicked-looking kind of thin skeleton key. It's almost bladed at the edge into multiple blades, and kind of puts it back in his coat and opens the door.
What is that sound?
We're gonna go shit. The shit's creepy.
Oh, it's just a creepy sound?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh.
And a little unit of false sense of security.
What do I see in there?
On the inside, well, the door's open and it's pitch black in there. You can just see this faint bit of what looks to be like almost like a bay glass window on the opposite side of the chamber that looks out into like the almost completely dark seascape beyond, and the mist that is faintly lit by the exterior lanterns. And on the inside of it, as the doors open, interior lanterns and to light the chamber with a dull kind of white blue flame. You can see there is a desk, and there are shelves on the sides. There is a small collection of trinkets, though many of the shelves are bare. And you can see there is a canopy bed that is settled on the left-hand side of the chamber, as well as what looks to be a sitting couch, almost like a fainting couch on the right-hand side. It's very well furnished.
I can absolutely take the fainting couch to nap on. It's totally fine.
Up to you.
Okay, I'll take the bed. Are you sleeping now too? I was just gonna take a nap?
We don't sleep.
Oh. So you're not gonna go to sleep?
No.
Okay. Are you gonna, sail the boat?
The boat sails itself.
It's a cool thing.
She's part of my deal.
That's parts of your deal. What's that about? When it's over once you get all your stuff? Your curse?
I just need my things back, and vengeance complete.
And
And we can do what we like.
So you get your things, and then vengeance is complete. What does that entail?
Finding those who wronged us, and in the bloodline.
That feels like a lot of work.
It's good work. If you can get it.
So when this whole thing is done for you, is everybody else on the ship just free to go?
I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. So, are you gonna sleep?
It might take me a minute to fall asleep, but yes. So the moon is showing? Alright, I'm gonna go to the canopy bed and just kind of lay down.
In the last night.
This would be the last evening on the ship, yeah.
Okay.
The bed is chilly. The sheets that remain there look like they've been untouched in a very long time. There's a layer of dust that kind of sets upon the entirety of it, and as you kind of open the sheets a bit and pull back the blanket, they're very nice. A couple of crimson splashes stained across the exterior. But it looks comfortable.
Alright. I'm just gonna lay down and just try to act like I'm falling asleep.
Okay. A few moments pass before you hear the captain's voice a little close.
You're very warm.
Make a deception check.
Remember that conversation about sacrifices? 12.
12?
You're warm and you're awake.
Oh, you can lay next to me, get some warmth if you'd like. Maybe you'll get a little nappy in.
You offer some of your warmth.
Ferg up the good bone.
That.
I know, what if she gets cursed?
Or what if it's the best sex of her life?
What?
She won't get a boner.
But that sounds so ominous. Like I'm gonna give you some of my warmth and I'm giving it to you forever?
My apologies, but everything I say comes out ominous. I wish I could control it. It comes with the territory.
All right, well, hop in.
You don't kill you, Cerelia will.
No, she's...
He kind of like scoots up onto the edge of the bed. And it's funny, this captain who is given this like intense presence on the ship, in this moment seems almost, I don't want to say sheepish, but careful.
Oh. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna do anything. So, that sword that you have, that was supposed to be for me. And I know in this deal, we made you a deal for that sword, but I was wondering if there's anything else that maybe we could get. Listen, I know that's part of the deal. If for some reason you have it this whole trip and you're just over it, I will take it off of you.
He steps up from the bed a little bit and takes a few steps away from you, looking out through the glass window. That you can. Now it looked like it once had this like faint bluish glow from the dark interior of when you first entered the captain's quarters. The interior light now makes it a black void beyond the windows. He kind of pulls the blade out and kind of looks at it. And you can see it's still a massive, thick, cross-hilted sword. It looks too large almost, probably end to end, nearly as tall as he is. But he still holds it off like it's paper in his hand as he kind of glistens. Kind of glances back over his shoulder at you, a blue flame crackling in his skull sockets.
It's quite a deal that was made for this sword. You're the first we've had on ship since we started. It was a fair trade. And it's now one of my things.
Okay. Can I just say goodbye to it?
Make a persuasion check.
That's good. Okay. 26. No, I'm so sorry. Why am I bad at math right now? You said persuasion?
Yes.
All the time.
I know why.
26.
26. Okay, got it. And looks at the blade for a second.
For a moment.
Okay.
Then, can I have some of your warmth?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Just like a little dainties. Don't take it away from me, but I will. Okay.
Hands you the blade. It touches in your grasp, your fingers clasp around it, the cold metal in your fingers. You feel this kind of flickering light that seems to burgeon in your palm, and a voice comes to your mind.
You, class of the Fey realm. You hold within you a great power. A power that was once taken from me. But you burn like a beacon. The path you walk in life has such purpose. You've been chosen. And together, we can do a great many things.
Did it say something to you?
No.
No.
Did it?
Give it back.
Do you want to stay with him?
Oh, yeah, where you going? Where do we go?
Buffering.
Oh boy, that's awesome.
You broke the game.
Color wheel.
You walk many paths, dance across the plains, the lands. There is much corruption in the world, and we can snuff it out. We can snuff it out.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give this back to you. But I'm gonna miss it. All right, get in the bed. Get in the bed.
Immediately looks kind of nervous for a skeleton.
Musky. It's been a long time since I have,
Spooned?
I...
Come.
The crackling of his bones against themselves on the inside of his cloak as he
It's fine,
leans up his
I held
jacket,
older.
kind of wrinkling heavily, the damp leather squeaking across the wood, eventually kind of curls up.
Must spoon in you,
No. Well, you're gonna go in front of me, and I'm gonna spoon you with my warmth.
I've never been spooned before.
It's the best. I'm gonna just wrap around him, put a leg over, and just try to make him go to sleep.
As you curl up around the dread Captain Novus in his quarters, scourge of the seas that surround the shattered teeth.
Oh my gosh. Big spoon to his little.
He doesn't breathe, but he sighs with a contentment that you can see the cold breath emanate from beyond the back of his skull. Now outside the mouth you cannot see.
It's been some time.
We all held it.
It's been a long time since you felt the warmth of a woman's touch. Where am I going with this?
Doing great.
I'll just stay here as long as you need, and I'll just keep giving you my warmth.
Okay. He rests for a good few hours.
Okay. I'm gonna just try to look around the room and try to just take in the room and see what's around, if there's anything exciting.
Roll a perception check.
Is there? Yes. Anything I can find in there.
You want the double dare of Toys R Us run?
Investigation?
Or perception, either or.
Perception? Okay. 23.
23. And then glancing back from where you are, the desk definitely has drawers that are closed. You can see on the shelves there are some areas that are cluttered and some areas that are empty. There is a modicum of
Theater's back,
that appears to
Jax.
be missing pieces of what you can see. It looks like there is a ring that is placed upon a stone or wooden hand that's carved just on display. The hand that's on it, the carving looks like it's been cleft in two to the point where it's almost broken apart into two pieces, but it still holds itself there. There's just this kind of wide gap in the middle of the hand. You can see there's like a small porcelain statue. It looks somewhat chipped in places. It looks like a baby elephant that's been painted over. You can see that there is a chest that has a heavy lock on it that sits shoved off to the side of that kind of fainting couch area, and it has a musky doily kind of thrown over it that has a kind of a mildewed twinge to it.
Musky doily.
Yeah.
They're just rubbing his back.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Boy.
What's some of your warmth?
Did you get spells and other magical effects?
This would be a magical effect.
Okay. Okay. 18.
18. In the time that you're there, as you're looking about, you kind of exhale and have a moment where you're almost like you forget how to inhale for a moment. Your body temperature seems to drop, and you feel this chilled essence begin to combat the fire that burns within your spirit. Do you relinquish the promised warmth? You've managed to, you've brought it from a compulsion to a choice. Do you relinquish the warmth you promised?
Yes.
Always get it back from your demon boyfriend.
She said share.
Yes. Listen, I'm all quid pro quo here. I'll give a little. Wait, no. Wait, that's not what it is.
I mean, yeah, but if it's your choice, it's your power, sure. Okay.
Oh yeah, that can usually be. Never mind. Let's scrap that.
The flame that ever smolders in your spirit dims ever so faintly as you feel that warmth leave you, and the cold, long dead captain seemed to have a moment of color return. The bone not pale, blanched white, stone-like gray, but almost like a bit of sunlight hits the exterior of his bones. Two things. And I'll talk to you at break about one of them.
Oh.
Your hit points are permanently reduced by 5.
Permanently?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
shit.
And we'll talk about the other part at break.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Then, as that leaves the captain, you hear go.
I like those who keep up their end of the bargain. That's what we live by. And I thank you for letting me know what it's like to be the small spoon. Anyway, I haven't let the ship do his devices this long before I should get back to the deck.
And he kind of sits up from the edge of the bed and steps off of it, adjusts his jacket. You can see the ice that seems to have gathered inside of his jacket. Some of it has melted, and there's actually like a damp puddle on the ground. That's never happened before.
That's fun.
You're just getting a little warmth. Okay.
We should go.
Yeah, we should go. Just remember, if you don't want your sword, get a little warmth, just reconsider. But let's go.
He leads you briskly out of the chamber. As soon as you leave the captain's chambers, he goes and closes the doors behind, and you hear it lock.
Alright, I'm gonna walk back to everybody.
Oh, hey, Fern, how you doing?
Hi. Alright, how are you?
Did you want to check your surroundings as you leave the
I know,
quarters?
Cerelia, what's she
Yes.
been doing this whole time? It's been hours, right?
It's been a couple hours, yeah. The rest of you are doing what?
I've been on deck the whole time.
Okay.
And I know that I've seen Cerelia come and go.
You've seen Cerelia has kind of like been keeping up on, as you're keeping an eye, wherever the captain goes, Cerelia seems to shadow about 20 or 30 feet behind. Like a bodyguard that's always keeping watch. Sometimes visibly, sometimes skulking, but you're pretty perceptive and keep a bead.
And did that happen when Fern went down below to the quarters?
Make a perception check for me.
Oh, that's a cocked natural 20. The other one's a 19 though, so. Okay, so 30.
What?
As the two of them vanish into the captain's quarters, as soon as they started conversing, you can see Cerelia like leaps up from the crow's nest and is like peering down. And when they both vanish from view, Cerelia, in an almost panicked sprint, clambers down the mast and rushes to the top of the stairs, stops to look at the doorway, kind of glances around with her one eye, frantically runs off to the top of the deck, and seems to climb over the edge and vanish from view.
Excellent.
Inside the ship.
Because when that happens, Orem climbs up to the crow's nest and I remember Cerelia taking out a spyglass, using it, and putting it away. I want to find that.
Okay. Easy enough to find in the crow's nest. There's a small, like, leather, like a pouch that's affixed to the side of the mast itself that has within it crossbow bolts. It has extremely old bread. It's just dust at this point with just elements of dried crust from God knows how many decades past. And indeed the spyglass that you saw.
I take it.
Okay.
And I leave.
Okay.
You're the one that's gonna get exposed. That's fine.
All right.
Second stolen spyglass this campaign.
It's a theme.
Captain's.
About an hour or two goes by before you hear the doors close, the captain's chambers, and Fern begins to gather with the rest of the folk. You've been on the deck this whole time?
Yeah.
Or you got it on below?
Yeah, because I'm super on edge after having stolen the thing. And so I'd probably just act casual and look out over into the fog.
Okay. You do not see Cerelia anywhere. But Fern, the first moment that you're not directly conversing with your compatriots, you turn around and Cerelia is right there in front of you. Now, the heat you sense from her ever-charred skeleton is intense. You worry your eyebrows may be curling back or gone entirely. And as the skeleton steps towards you,
What were you doing?
Spooning.
Don't ever touch the captain.
I'm sorry, I wasn't stepping on your toes or anything. I don't know if there's already a situation going on between you two.
Well, and you, if you touch him again,
Fair enough.
I have to protect him.
Okay, I didn't do anything to him. He's totally fine. I won't do anything to him. I don't need to touch him. I didn't. I didn't?
You didn't. You didn't cuddle, did you?
It was more of like a just passing some warmth.
You gave him warmth.
all of the veins of red laying inside the skeleton brighten to an orange yellow, and the cold of the underdecks becomes like a sauna in an instant.
Are we seeing this?
Those who are below decks definitely seeing this and feeling it. You above deck see steam begin to rise out from the the staircase below.
Can I just calm emotions on Julia?
Certainly.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Unfortunately, because she's beyond the status of a humanoid at this point, the spell does not find purchase.
She's just human. She's
So
just
she takes a step towards you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't. I don't want him. I don't want to hurt him.
My charge.
My boyfriend!
I apologize. He only talked about you. Okay.
Oh, make a deception check.
Yes, yes, let's go.
Oh boy, call that your name.
14.
Defcon 2.
14.
Wait,
You did? What did he say?
he has been waiting for you to knock on his door at night. So just need to gain a little bit of courage, okay? Do you mind if I touch you for 2 seconds?
Make another deception check.
I swear I'm gonna do nice.
Cat.
Oh.
Cat.
Oh. 7.
7.
I was gonna give you a little guidance.
You're lying.
I swear I was not. I swear I was not. I just want to help you have a little bit more confidence because I'm, overflowing with it. So, you just need to go knock. You just need to knock on the door at night and be like, let's go lay down in that bed. Okay?
I swear. Enjoy your warmth while you can.
Steps back, steps back, and steps back, and you hear beneath the cloak a crossbow. Locking in before they step back and vanish onto the deck.
You know, if you need companionship, I try.
The rest of the crew is just quiet watching this whole thing happen. After a beat. Alright, so roll again.
She's got a bad. I mean, I think for your sake, we need to hook them up, or else.
I know. I'll work on it. I really was just trying to check out his cabin. I didn't realize it was such a mess.
What was that thing about warmth?
I don't know. We were just like, I was spooning him, and then I felt a little queasy for a little bit, and then it went away.
Okay.
But he felt warm, and he had like a little bit of life.
A little afterglow?
Yeah, he had a little afterglow. So I was like, you know what, I'm doing a great thing here. Yeah, anyway.
None of that seems weird at all. She was in a mood. Aurelia?
Yeah.
It's like somebody took one of her things.
I know. I didn't take it. What? I did not take anything from her. I didn't take anything from her. Or
Be specific.
Arm, your forehead tattoo looks so good.
Finally stopped hurting.
Save your blade.
On my eyelids.
All right. Anything else we should do before the evening draws to a close?
I think we've done everything. Dungeons and Dragons.
Only Fern has done everything.
All right. Oh, man. So you find your way to rest for what you believe to be your final evening of journey aboard the Crimson Abyss. As the sun first begins to rise and a bit of light begins to push its way as best as it can, disseminated through the heavy fogs that consume these seas, you can hear the waves crashing against the ghostly ship as one by one you return to the conscious world. Still cold, still riding this odd, ever-cursed ship. Fern, as you awaken, not far off, sitting in a stool looking at you, is the captain, sitting.
Good morning.
Good morning. You and your compatriots have almost gotten to your destination. Do you, have any more of that warmth to give?
Well, I feel like it made me feel like a little sick. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what you did, but I don't know if I can give you any. I don't know if I want to give you any more.
You have to, maybe you have to work through the nausea, and then it gets good. We'll have to.
Until that is I mean, I feel like if there's any more warmth being given here, there's got to be a better end of the deal here for me, because I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of this.
Don't get anything out of this.
No. What do I give? What do I get by giving you
You and your
more?
friends are still alive. You're the only folks to ever ride along with my crew and live to tell the tale. For now, you've gotten quite a bit out of this arrangement. And you were kind. They're taking up and offering me a bit of you home. If you want to make another deal, we can.
I don't know if I'm feeling kind anymore.
My
Just now you're
apologies,
just
I'm
being
not
like
used
a
to
little
this.
bit too much.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Just think it over. I'll be in my quarters.
And he gets up and kind of shuffles off too.
All right.
And right as he passes by and the door's closed, you see, like, in the shadow, step forward. It's really just kind of glaring at you with her one burning eye. The blue flame almost takes a purple coloration as the flames begin to grow more intense.
Now's your chance. Yeah.
It's really as head she hears. I mean, you are warm.
What was that? Who told me that? Who told me that?
The crossbow comes out of the cloak.
I'm gonna say, offer your warmth.
The angle on this, are you genuinely trying to convince her, or are you trying to trick her?
I'm trying to convince her to go,
Make a persuasion check.
but I'm trying to deceive her that it's not me doing it. I want her to think it's just like a greater than voice.
This would be a deception check in that case, then.
14.
14. Looks back at you. And begins to walk towards you from across the room. With an aggressive lurch. As she steps, the ghost wood, you could only assume that make up the space, almost seem to blacken with each of her footfalls. And as she approaches, the bones glow brighter and more angry. The flame in her good socket burns more intensely and like flickers up past the skull almost.
What did you tell him? What are you talking about?
What did I
Kill you!
There's no need, there's really no need for that. I didn't tell him anything. I have no feelings for this man. You need to go in there, get your little flare going in your body, the heat, and then just like, have a nice time. I promise you, I can help you.
Make a persuasion check. Because of past failures, this is not going to be super easy.
It will be for her. Come on.
That would be a 30.
Oh my god.
What? Oh.
The intensity of the flame dies down for a moment as her, aggressive, seething, ready to strangle the life out of you stance. Her, her angry hunch that seems to have pushed you into the corner almost reverts.
My heat.
The crossbow kind of under the ground. She kind of stands up a little straighter, kind of cocks her hip to one side.
My heat.
There's no hair. It's all just beneath the hood. Just clack, 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 clack.
What's come out of the skull?
She's
She's a fire genasi.
Yes, fire genasi.
You are a Queen. And I want you to go in there, and I want you to go take what you want, okay? You're amazing.
I am amazing.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Turns around. The rest of the crew has got up and is like all on the side of the walls, just like, ooh. Like they're all, it's a full on like crew hallway, just kind of tensely holding their breath even though they don't breathe. As she steps down the hall, steps up to the door.
Ken?
The door opens.
No. Sylvia, why are you?
And her hand goes right on the front of the captain's coat, and you can see flames up the bones. As she kind of is reaching down to the captain, clutching the front of the coat. You can see the air around her is like shifting from the heat that's emanating from her skeleton.
Word is, you're looking for warmth? Maybe.
I love that he's having to do both sides.
You're a genius, Bud Mercer. You're a fucking genius.
Perhaps we stop dancing around our holes and make a fire.
And she kind of pushes him into the room as the door closes behind her. And we'll go to break.
Stories like this anywhere. Fashion wins.
Oh my god. They have a little happiness. So great. Guys, you've done an amazing thing for this crew. We're basically like 2 Wong Fu things for everything but for this shit.
Minus my fight.
Incredible.
It's fine.
But you're gonna get
You
some
got a lot.
extra break.
And whatever else there is.
No,
We'll fight.
that was like a 25 DC on that final, because of the failures, like the progressive mistrust that she was building. I was like, that's gonna be a tough one. Fucking 30. I love it. All right, well, we'll come back here in a few minutes and we'll pick up for where this journey takes us as we approach the island of Galusa. See you all in a few minutes.
Hungry.
One day, I'll be a real knight. Opportunity smiles on the most diligent horse. I shan't miss my home, for my dream is ever distant. How many carrots will this get me?
Can I go near the full horse?
Ooh. Rolling in the Dragonair world.
That's the easy way then.
is dead. As the bell tolls for Her Majesty, her succession looms in uncertainty. For with her dying breath, the Queen invoked an ancient and deadly contest, compelling the princesses of Twelvefold to meet in secret and battle one another, until the stroke of midnight reveals the victor, the new Midnight Queen. Erdine, the Gilded Champion. Dr. Lux, the Scholar Supreme. Rosalind, the O'Neilmancer. Freya, Blood of the Tower. Hephaestus, the Lightbreaker. And then there's me, Boss Snow, the
I
fairest.
think that's as much as a reaction video I'm gonna do today because too long. And I'm just watching it.
Queen by midnight.
Although it's nice to be able to plagiarize Critical Role, who I love so much. Man, I went to the river to wash and
Hey critters, Laura Bailey here to guide you through
Head's full
what's
of
new in the Critical Role shop.
whack.
Oh, so comfy cozy. Style should never be a dumpster, darling. I mean, the traveler always says impulse
They
purchases
really
are
must have their audience very well
Look at this. Isn't it fashion? So
tagged. I mean, I bet you a lot of people wear this stuff.
This is seriously magical.
Because what else you can spend on? You can spend on some nice clothes that, you know, you
You
can
probably
take to work.
It's the little things in life.
Am I hungry?
Could anything be worse? And hey, if you want, you can head over to the Critical Role shop
Anyways,
right now.
that's the Critical Role reaction video.
Welcome to the world of
Love to
Critical
see you.
Role.
Bye.
The global tabletop role-playing phenomenon led by 8 veteran voice actors will be performing live in